you want to talk about a losing culture, still crying when they get a really great pickup. You're going to look at the Washington Commanders and Ron Rivera, I guess, allowing this report to slip out. So Ron Rivera says that Eric Bieniemy's coaching style is, quote, rubbing players the wrong way. It's a little concerning. It's off-putting. And I think this is quite hilarious because you're talking about an offense that has been very anemic the last few years, a team that has not been highly regarded, within the last decade or so. And I'm not going to sit here and absolutely crap on the Washington franchise, the Commanders, the Redskins, the
I will.
football team, whatever, whatever you want to call them, because they have started to look a little bit promising with some of the offensive pieces, some of the defensive pieces. And I said when Eric Bieniemy came in, I said, it's going to be a different offense. It's going to be a different offense. There might be some kinks to be worked out early on, but maybe by week 5, week 7, hopefully they're going to be rolling. And also with Ron Rivera, who is on my hot seat this year. Love Ron Rivera as a coach. Big coaches, big players guy, big defensive guy. But he's just not it. It's not a fit for him with Washington any longer. We saw what he did for Carolina. He elevated them. We saw what he did for Washington. He kind of elevated them, got them to the wild card game with Heineke, in which they lost in the year that the Bucs won the Super Bowl. People can say, oh, it was just Andy Bolton's defense. No, Eric Bieniemy had influence in that. To have a 2-time Super Bowl champion as an offensive coordinator, working with Mahomes, working with some of the best weapons and one of the best, if not the best coach in the league, and you want to say that his coaching style is too aggressive, that he's rubbing you the wrong way, let's just not take into account that Patrick Mahomes said Eric Bieniemy's coaching style is the reason that I am who I am today. We're talking about a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 2-time MVP, a Super Bowl MVP. Like, let's just be real. Let's just call it what it is. So do you think this report should have even been spilled? I mean, we can cut this anyway. Like, how sad is this that this is actually something that is getting out from such a piss poor franchise offensively anyways of recent memory?
I mean, tough shit. Deal with it. It's kind of like, it's exactly what you said. Like, Eric Bieniemy is one of the most prolific offensive coordinators we've seen in the past several years. I think you can contribute their Super Bowl wins more to Bieniemy than to Andy Reid. I think that's a very valid point. I think that's a very valid point. I think when you see what he's done with Patrick Mahomes is revolutionary. Obviously, it's 50-50, but I do think I'm a big believer in Eric Bieniemy is a huge part of why this team is able to win Super Bowls. And I don't think Washington, and look in your own division, Eric Bieniemy plays with Patrick Mahomes, develops him into a Super Bowl winning quarterback. The Giants bring in Brian Dable, coach Josh Allen to be a fantastic quarterback. They're very successful. If Washington can do that with Bieniemy, they will be very successful. Obviously, Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator, but I think the reason he took the job is because he's their play caller. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure, because everyone was like, well, why would he go to Washington when he has the same position? But I believe it's because he's calling the calls for them, where I believe Andy Reid was doing that in Kansas City. So yeah, again, like you said, it's a report that's just, Ron Rivera, what are you doing? Bieniemy is a fantastic hire. And I think Ron Rivera, realistically, Bieniemy will have your job within the next year or two. So I think that's kind of, who knows, maybe it's Ron Rivera who's like, damn, this guy is actually, good, and he might be coming from my, again, I doubt it's actually that, but look, exactly like you said, kind of repeating what you said, a proven winner, you follow a proven winner. If he says jump off a bridge, you jump off a bridge. If he said, do what he says, obviously, like he said. And again, the guy in the comments here says Caleb Williams, Washington should tank for Caleb Williams. You look at Patrick Mahomes freaking copy and paste almost. Caleb Williams is kind of that guy. So maybe they go do that. But again, I think Bieniemy is not a guy who, I don't know, but I would be very surprised if Bieniemy's like, let's tank. I think he's going to be like, look, we're going to put on some pressure in this division. So yeah, it's kind of just like a, deal with it. Again, we don't know what's going 100%. Behind the scenes, but I agree with what you said.
Yeah, Sports PSP, what's good, man? It's no coincidence that I actually talk about the Commanders for once, and that is Sports PSP's team. He also said I still have the Bills winning the division. I think he might have been referencing back when we were talking about the Jets. Yeah, very
Yeah.
possible. I can't remember who I have winning the AFC East. I'll be putting out an entire playoff bracket here soon once I can finally get to the NFC North records if this news in the NFL could quit breaking. But there was something that I just looked up, and I'm totally right there with you. You know, you agreeing with me. It's just sad. Can you be any more of a losing franchise, get an elite play caller that is proven to win? I don't give a shit about the bad interviews, okay? Whatever. He was still winning. Mahomes is still a monster. They still got 2 rings in the last 5, 6 seasons. You bring that in, and he's going to be your next head coach. Like I
Yeah.
said, Ron Rivera,
That's
not
why they
it.
signed him.
He's exactly, and I said it. Bienemy took this job because he's looking 2-3 years down the line. This
Yeah.
was a business decision. He knows he's got the chance to have a Caleb Williams in his ranks
Yeah.
possibly, or maybe make a move. Because I will say, Washington, I think, will officially make a quarterback move once Eric Bieniemy becomes head coach. I don't
Yeah.
believe that quarterback move is going to happen under Ron Rivera. Clearly, they're sticking with Sam Howell for the year. It is what it is. I even liked Heineke in the building. You know, kind of a not even kind of. I mean, he was a baller. You know, he could game, he could move,
His story, just a guy who has a great story.
right, 100%. And I think we'll see that quarterback move actually emerge once things happen with Eric Bieniemy. But I'm gonna go and read off the offensive rankings for the Washington
Here we
football
go.
team, Commanders, Redskins over the last. I think this
Co-
is actually going back to 2013. So in 2012, they were 4th in points. 2013, 23rd, 2014, 26th, 2015, 10th, 2016, 12th, 2017, 16th, 2018, 29th, 2019, dead last, 2020, 25th, 2021, they were the 23rd, and 2022, they were the 24th. That is points per game. They have not been top 10 in the last 7, 8 seasons, and they have not been top 15 since 2017. They haven't been top 5 in a decade. Let's go to yards. 2022, they were 20th. 2021, they were 25th. 2020, they were, 30th in yards, if I'm actually looking at that correctly. Yes. 2019, they were 31st in yards. 2018, they were 28th in yards. 2017, they were 16th in yards. I'll stop there. The yards did get a little better. 2012, they were 5th. 2013, they were 9th. And 2016, 17, 2018, no, 2016, excuse me, they were 3rd. So they've had some seasons of offensive production.
right.
But really, since the NFL has shifted to a passers league 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'm not seeing any of that from Washington. So, Washington, get the hell over it. Tough shit. Tough titty, said the
Yeah.
kitty, as my mom used to always say, as she still does say.
I like it. I like
Um,
it. That's a
it
good one.
is,
I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one.
I mean, it truly, you just have to ask the players, do you have the respect for
Yeah.
Bieniemy to actually heed what he's saying and maybe even possibly approach him because of his aggressive, off-putting,
Yeah.
concerning coaching style? I don't know
It's
why
funny.
this report got out.
It's
It's a
funny how
red flag that the report got out. Go ahead.
it's funny how juvenile we can make such a high professional sport. Like that sucks. Get over it. Like things
Yeah.
that every human hears. Like get over
Yep.
it. But sorry,
Yep.
back to what you're saying.
No, you're good. I mean, like I said, and I think it was very well said. Mahomes literally said, Eric Bieniemy's coaching style made me a better player.
Mhm.
And now Mahomes is easily a top 7, top 8 quarterback in history because of what he's already done
Mhm.
in the NFL.